and welcome back to In the Nest, a Emmaus Athletic Podcast. I'm your co-host, Shane Douglas, here with my trusted co-partner, Matthew Tomlinson. It's been a while, Matt.
Shane, it has been. We are 2 episodes of not being on here together, but we're back. We're back.
It feels good. It definitely feels good being back here and being with you. And I miss talking about Taylor Swift and everything. And it definitely, being gone for 2 weeks, I guess. We've been on the road or
traveling for enrollment, so doing our real jobs.
Yeah. Even though this will be our real job someday, but I'm just joking. No, but with that said, podcasts aren't for everyone. Like, not everyone can sit in the seats that we are in and do as well of a job, right? So, your face,
I'm just looking at Eric laughing over there. Like,
it's just funny when I say stuff to you and you just don't know how to respond or something. Like,
I know how to respond. I just don't know if I want to feed into you or not.
Why not?
Times.
Why not? You should. You have to, man.
Well, we'll see.
Feed me.
Yeah. What's for dinner today? I think it's chicken.
It's on Navigator. I'm not gonna eat here.
I'm going home.
I got youth
practice.
Group. I got youth group, and I'm on the road tomorrow for admissions, going to 2 college fairs in Rockford, Illinois, and then North Chicago.
Nice. So
that'll be fun. But yeah, man, podcasts the last 2 weeks been tough.
Chicken enchiladas.
Thanks for checking Navigator.
I'm not about that, right? But no, I'm joking. Podcasts were great. Megan, Luke, Eric, all did a fantastic job. Thank you for
thank you guys
sitting in for us. Megan, great insights on the volleyball team, and Luke for the soccer team, as well as just your involvement with some of the athletes here on the volleyball team as well as the soccer team was a great addition to the podcast. So thank you so much. But
speaking of great addition, Shane,
you have
a great addition that you had last week.
You're looking for that. You're a little punk, man. This is a copy.
So for those that don't know about Shane's great addition, Shane got engaged over the weekend. Congrats, Shane.
Thank you, Matt. Yes, I did. I signed a long-term extension, I guess.
A lifetime contract.
A lifetime extension with Rosie. So, and hopefully to get married.
Please pray for Rosie.
Hopefully to get married this please pray for Rosie. Kidding.
Married right here this summer in the Marble Chapel.
That's what we're looking forward to. Getting married probably sometime in May. Thinking possibly Memorial Weekend. So if anyone wants to come up for that, you can. It'll probably be a large wedding, looking through some numbers. Numbers are massive right now, but it's just like, just the first time, just like the rough draft.
With everyone.
It is true. Yeah. It's the rough draft list, but she's a Dubuquer.
Yeah.
So, and her family very well involved in the community here in Dubuque.
Very involved.
The Sylvesters. So, they know everything.
They know a lot of people.
Yeah. So we want to invite a lot of people. We want to celebrate with everyone. So it's going to be a fun day. Looking forward to that. Both your guys' names are on the list. So don't worry. Yeah. Eric's happy.
But speaking of celebrating,
yes,
we can celebrate our Eagles and their accomplishments from this past week.
Yes. So we had a lot of games from this past weekend. And
busy.
It has been busy. So we had 3 volleyball games, 1 soccer game, and no cross-country meets. But a break for them for some upcoming meets that they got going on this weekend.
Yep.
So we're going to tackle that. We're going to also have a couple soccer clips to show you. 2 highlights of 2 of the goals that we scored.
2 impressive goals.
Against Manhattan Christian College, which we came away with a win. So let's start with that, right? That was an exciting time.
Yeah, super exciting on
winning
Friday.
against Manhattan. Talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, so it was a rematch from earlier in the season when we traveled down to Manhattan and played them. Ended up losing 3-1.
And you were there.
I was there. I was visiting schools down there and said, why not go visit and watch soccer while we're down there?
It's always fun to kind of connect those two on away trips and being able to we always see the guys at home, but we don't see them away a lot. So it's fun. It's like a different environment.
And they were excited seeing Emmaus fans there.
Yeah, familiar faces.
So super excited. We played a phenomenal game. We were down 1-0 at halftime. And then
we're talking about this game.
This is about the game we just won against Manhattan. So we were down 1-0 at halftime, and then we scored I think pretty early in the second half to tie it.
We tied it up pretty quick. I think it was around within 10, 15 minutes.
I think so. And then ended up pulling ahead on a beautiful goal by Bennett. And then we kept the lead and won 2-1, which was super exciting against Manhattan, which is the first time we've beaten them since the 2018 team.
Yeah, there we go. 2018 team, baby.
So it was really nice, like you said. Like I know previously we had talked about just like the physicality of the game at Manhattan, and man, it was still pretty darn physical. This one, but the guys responded super well, and stuck it out. And
yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, is how tensions were really high in this game. Honestly, like it confused me when I saw the guys win. I was really happy. I was like, yeah, let's go, because it's always great to bring down a team within our conference, or even just a rival team like Manhattan. And we've talked about Manhattan in previous podcasts and how they've been a dominant force. You could say force, yeah, dominant athletic school for honestly like the past 15 years, 15 plus years.
Yeah.
So ever since they've came in, and yeah, of course they've had good recruiting. They have some programs that have brought in some good athletes, but they've always been the team, right? The team to beat. And Faith, they've had their time. We've had our time. Calvary's had their bar. So we've all had our time, but Manhattan's been around a while. So it's always great to beat Manhattan specifically, right? Because we know they're usually the top level competition. So it was great for the guys to walk away from that. But honestly, it felt like a championship win for the guys. They were like running around. They took a picture. I was like, I liked it. I thought it was too much, but I mean, I wasn't the player that played in the previous game where it was, like I said, a lot of tension, a lot of physicality. So the way they beat up on each other, honestly, it goes both sides. So the way they played against Manhattan, the way Manhattan played against them in the previous match, stuck with the guys, and
really proud of them too.
Yeah, and
really
we talked after that game of how they walked away with a good mindset. They weren't beating themselves up, but they grew a lot from that game. They did. They were encouraged. They're like, okay, guys, this is what it's going to take. And honestly, I think it probably stepped them up in a physical way. Yeah. Of like, okay, I mean, you don't want to into
that first game, like. I mean, there was some deer in the headlights of like, oh snap, like this is college soccer, this is physical, and then knowing like going to this game, okay, like this is going to be a challenge, like this is going to be a lot, and they responded well.
It's not like a bar fight, it's not a street fight, and like, but like to understand like, okay, this is a physical conference, physical team. Like we're gonna have to step up if we want to win. We gotta.
It's the same with basketball. Like there are some teams that are a lot more physical, like in the paint or off screens, than other teams, and like you just have to adapt and
goes a long way.
Respond well.
If you don't respond and you just like lay over and get pushed around, like it's more than likely you guys could lose, right? Yeah. So they stepped up a lot, and it was great to see that from a lot of the leaders on the team and some of the freshmen. Yeah. So it was really great to see. But another really sweet opportunity that we had that really opened our minds, at least mine.
Well, mine too. Was shout out Coach Lopez, the Manhattan Christian College head soccer coach, for reaching out to us the week before the game and just really saying like, just wanted to. He loved listening to the podcast and hear what we're doing. Just wanted to chat with us and pick our brains, and we wanted to pick his brain and just hear his story about how he coached and played at Pensacola Christian. Super cool. Which is another NCAA game.
There you
team,
go. Thank you.
And then came to Manhattan, and this is the second year, and just hearing his passion for the game of soccer, and then just trying to establish, a program and just be there as a mentor and a minister to the guys. And I'm excited to see what he can do with the program there.
Yeah, and it was really cool talking to him, like you said, like hearing some of his story. We would love to, talk to him some more on other trips. He's talked about possibly getting on a podcast, maybe. But like shout out to like him and some of the players listen to our podcast. So shout out to those Thunders down there and Coach Lopez. And we love what he's doing down there and how he wants to, change the culture, but also just kind of learning about the rival team. Like, on the field, we're opponents and we want to win. But off the field, like, let's not forget.
We're brothers and sisters in Christ.
Exactly. So that was a good reminder and awesome encouragement from Coach Lopez. So we love that.
And you got to try from the coffee bean.
He tried to drink from the coffee bean. I had a spice chai earlier, which I mentioned to you when I walked into the game.
Is that the spice chai, Shane?
Yes,
drink?
A bunch of people were just like, spice chai? Oat milk? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, pumpkin spice, right? So everyone, it was good.
Yep, you listened.
It was funny. It was funny hearing that. So, but no, like just to hear his respect for our program, hear his respect for Coach McHugh and how he was able to do that, how he was able to change a program at Moody and walk away with some national championships, and then come to Emmaus, and how he's already changed this program with Coach Eric, Coach Anthony, and making it very professional, but also like the recruiting class. And we see those steps forward the team has been making ever since he's taken over.
Big steps, yeah.
It's the respect he had for Coach McHugh and how he's been able to balance competitiveness and professionalism as well as spiritual relationship with the Lord on and off the field. He just had all the respect for that. And also for Coach Brown, the old coach for Emmaus Eagles. And the fact that it was really cool, and I mentioned this to you.
Yeah, like how we talked earlier, just like he never played against Coach Brown or coach against him, but just like
never met him.
Our level, just like the respect that people have for those coaches that just really embodied what the NCCAA stands for, with that king chasing, but also you're a head coach, but also you're a life coach, you're a mentor, you're in a sense like you are a pastor, like you're pastoring your team, and just knowing like the impact that he had, and like you can see that throughout different teams in our conference, in our nation. I think that's just really cool. Like people just recognizing that, like
it's exactly imitate me after I imitate Christ, right? And that's the legacy that Coach Brown honestly left a little bit here, not just on the soccer team, but here at Emmaus, is just how people remember him and how he led people, how he followed after Christ, and it was contagious. That's for sure. And the fact that Coach, like you said, Coach Lopez, the fact that Coach Lopez knew about him and his legacy is just encouraging to
Super
our program
encouraging
here. But also, I mean, most importantly, it reminds us that our testimony goes a long way.
Oh yeah, people we don't even know that are watching are watching.
Like I'll look back, and I'm sure you can too. Like if you can remember every win, every loss, and every moment in a game, like. I don't. But what I do remember is the fellowship off the field. I remember singing like specific songs after soccer games with our opponent. I remember sitting with Calvary, the entire soccer team of Calvary, before the game. Legit, I remember sitting them. They met with us at the hotel. We sang worship for like an hour and a half. I remember, that specifically, talking to them, some of the songs that we sang. I don't remember the result. I don't remember who scored. I don't remember. I know who won. We won.
Definitely won that game.
Yeah, but like, and I was like, but then that was during 2018. But like, I don't remember the result. I remember the result. I don't remember who scored. I don't remember who fouled. What positions everyone was playing and everything. So,
but
not
you remember
specifically.
That experience.
I remember the experience,
and that's something even like earlier.
And that's more important. That's what I'm saying. That's more important. Than the sport.
And volleyball already did that this year when they went up and played Moody. I think they had a prayer time and a fellowship time where I think they had some Chicago deep dish pizza that they shared with each other and just fellowshiped with each other as sisters in Christ that like volleyball and love the Lord.
You ask any like Emmaus Eagle that has graduated and played on a team, like they look back and some of their fondest memories is not necessarily what happened on the field or the court or the track, but what happened with the team in fellowship and other teams. The experience I just shared, what you just shared, the other ones that you've had, looking at the cross-country team and how they're a family and they'll have family meals together. Like, this is all stuff that lasts forever and stuff that you experience here at Emmaus, and I'm sure some other schools, but stuff that we can speak for.
Like, I can remember a number of games from when I played, but, like, one thing that sticks out to me is, like, my sophomore year when I was here, Calvary came for a tournament, and my parents invited them over for dinner and paid for their meal. And I just remember the whole Calvary team went over there, and it was just like, that's just really what, the beauty of our conference is about, is just like you said, we are fierce competitors on the field, on the court when we're running the race. But at the end of the day, like, we're on the same team. Exactly. We're on Jesus's team, and we get to, fellowship and celebrate that together while still competing and having a great time and striving to be the best.
Yep, amen to that. It's what's it, king chasing for NCAA, and we can't
hashtag.
You know, we could talk about this much longer, and like honestly, it's just it's more important.
It is.
You know, like what's
really
more important than sports, or there's like a slogan.
So we'd always say, like, at the end of the day, like, the banners won't last. Like,
yeah,
but
amen.
They won't. But you know,
that's a highlight. That's a highlight clip.
Yeah, that's a highlight clip right there.
Banners
will last, but you know, Jesus and His Word do.
It's true.
And what we do with that is really at the end of the day, like, oh, you know, when we're there entering heaven, oh well, Jesus, you know, I'm third all time in threes, or I scored the most points, but like, and I won a championship. Like, no, it's like, what did you do with that to advance the kingdom and spread and share the gospel?
It's true, and it's good reminders to have, and I think we do great. I think we do a really great job here at Emmaus.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
I don't think I'm not trying to be legalistic or like that we're better than everyone, but I think we of course can improve, but I mean, I think everyone can, right?
Yeah, everyone can, but I think we do it I know that we do it very well here.
Yeah.
And it's the emphasis in all our programs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we could talk. We've talked. This is
tune in next week for the chapel message of Shane and Matthew.
This has been most of the podcast so far. Is just us talking about Jesus, which is honestly most important.
Which is what we should be.
I mean,
especially at Emmaus Bible College.
Exactly. You know, this Bible's our middle name. You better keep that, right? So, and we will. So, with that said, soccer team did pretty well.
1-0 on the weekend.
They're pretty excited. They're
which was a huge conference win too. By the way. So
huge.
We can touch on that later. But moving on to volleyball.
Yes,
volleyball had 3 games. They played the number 1 seeded Manhattan Christian.
Always difficult.
Which, man, they are so good at volleyball.
And before this weekend, we were the only team that took a set off them. We were,
and so they played Faith on Saturday. But yeah, Manhattan. So we played Manhattan, and it was, I mean, like I said, Manhattan showed they were the number 1 team in the nation, but our girls fought so hard and played so well. Like you were saying, we were talking earlier about how, you know, you look at the scores, like you look at the set scores, like, yeah, they lost 3-0, but how did they lose 3-0?
Exactly.
Was it 25-10? Was it 25-18? Like, no, you look at that and it was all, you know, 25-22, 25-21, 26-24. And so like seeing like the scores there, like, you know, like, okay, like, just right there, right there.
And then afterwards, you know, talking to some of the players to find out that they had 25 errors. Our team.
A whole set worth of errors.
We gave Manhattan a whole set.
Yeah. And so like you cut that, like you were saying earlier, like we were talking about this beforehand, like, you know, you cut off, you know, say just 5 points. Honestly, like, you don't know, that could have been the difference of 2 sets.
Yeah.
Final score, since they were within 3 to 4 or 5 points. And so, yeah, so number 1 team, we ended up losing Manhattan, but then we won on Saturday, had to drive down to Faith to play Barclay, and won pretty handily there. And then Tuesday, went down again to Faith for a rematch. Faith was ranked 8th in this week's poll, and we ended up losing, unfortunately, 3-1.
Yeah.
But again, the second and third set, the second set we won went into extra points, and the third set went into extra points, and like all the sets were super close. Like we were again, you know, 2, 3, 4 points away from it going the other direction, and so we're competing with top 10. So, and
that's what we keep saying. We talked about this earlier. Full transparency, we have already recorded a full podcast, but it died. It died essentially. So. We're just like we're
on round 2.
We're in round 2, which last time I feel like there's more jokes and everything, and probably more goofiness. Right now we're a little more serious. So I wonder honestly which podcast would come out a little better. But so like I said earlier to Matt, you look at the teams this year, cross country, volleyball, and soccer, and you see, of course, like we've been talking a lot last year because it was the only thing we could talk about. But this year is optimism moving forward and the steps that we're taking as young teams, young core. But each game, each set for volleyball, for soccer, each race for cross country, we've been in it. Like we're in it.
Yeah, and like you had mentioned too, like, you know, in soccer, like we're starting 8 to 9 freshmen each game, and we have 1 tie and 4 losses in soccer because they're 3-4-1, which is their best start since 2018 team. But those 4 losses with that many freshmen, 3 of the 4 have been 1 goal.
Yeah,
And then the other game was 2 goals
against
Manhattan in the first round,
which we just beat. So,
and the opportunities that they have are right there, and it's just like so exciting, like knowing like, okay, with this group of freshmen, like, you know, the work they're putting in, if they keep doing that in the next, you know, next year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, like the potential there is amazing. And like same with volleyball, like they have 5 freshmen.
You hear them announce. You hear them announce.
Yeah,
you hear them announce before the game.
Freshman.
You're freshman.
Like they have 5 freshmen that are heavily in the rotation, and they're 8-7, which you know, the best start since 2019. That's more wins than the last 3 years combined. Like if they take those steps, which you know, I know that a number of them will. Like I said, the ceiling can just get blown off because of where they're at.
And then look at cross country with like the rankings of Kate being
10th, Anna 20th, Bethany 45th, Claire 54th, Abby 60th, and then Cristian and Caleb at 26 and 27. Like they're getting better every week. Like,
and like Cristian, Bethany being freshmen, already placing within the top 5, top 30, and or not 5, top 50, top 30, and just that optimism moving forward. It is like there's and I like Chris McHugh said to the soccer team, like we're in every game.
We are like
the volleyball coaches
1-2 goals every game. Like that's
volleyball and cross country can echo the same thing. Is like we are in it, guys. Like we have a chance to compete to be the top team, right? Yeah, we're in the Manhattan game. Manhattan's hasn't lost a game yet, or they have. But
they haven't lost a game to anyone to the NCAA Division II, which is one we're in. Like they're undefeated in our realm of athletics.
Yeah, we play against them so well, but just have a couple things to sharpen. And we have such a young team all across the board.
We do.
So moving forward, like in a year,
it goes back to like our optimism of all last year. Of like
we talked about this, man. This was the guarantee last year. We guaranteed that we were going to be good this year, and we're going to be national bound like in the next couple of years,
or even this year, maybe. You never know. But like just saying, like okay, like the optimism of last year coming into this year, like even not looking ahead, looking over this season, but looking ahead to next season of like, okay, there's 6 freshmen on the volleyball team. There's 10, 11 freshmen on the soccer team. Like if they stick it out and they put in all that effort in the off season with Coach Reggie's strength and conditioning program, like in the words of last episode, like I can't imagine. I can, like, I'm just the excitement of where the next steps that they can take next year. It's like, yeah, it's crazy.
Exciting. We can talk all day about how exciting and optimistic we are about the teams move forward. And we've already shared, like, we're in every game. There's not a game we're getting blown out. So, or a race that we're getting like just completely demolished. And that's honestly, cross country is a huge, every sport is, but I feel like cross country especially is a huge mental game.
Oh yeah.
So, whatever's going on in some of our runners' lives or anything, like just gotta be able to focus on the race and focus on completing that, but also glorifying the Lord in the end. And I think cross country does a great job at that.
I do.
So
let's look ahead to this week. So we have 2 games for volleyball. We have a game on Friday against, I forgot to look again, but I think they're ranked number 7, maybe 6, number 7 Calvary.
Possibly.
Home game.
They're
in the top 10. I know that.
Top 10.
And then on Saturday, it's a rematch against Ozark, which I'm excited for that because the first go around at their place, Jenica was sick. And she's currently the number 2 ranked libero in the nation.
We're both home too.
So that's going to plus home environment, so there won't be any hecklers this time.
No one's traveling.
Nope. And then soccer, well, I guess besides cross country, but soccer has a home game on Saturday against Ozark. And I'm really excited about that because we beat Ozark at Ozark earlier in the season, and that was a 2-0 game. But with that though, like talking to Coach Rasmussen and how he was saying like the amount of opportunities that we had that game that we didn't cash in on, like we can improve so much more than from just that. And then the big game will be next Tuesday at home against Faith. And kind of what it's looking like right now is it is a meaningful game, but at the same time,
tell them, Matt.
Faith beating Manhattan on Saturday, unless a crazy thing happens and Ozark beats Faith, Faith is going to be the number 1 seed. And then us and Manhattan will be the 2, 3, and then Ozark will be the 4 going into the MCCC conference tournaments. So that means that Manhattan and us will be playing each other to go to the championship game, and then Faith will be playing Ozark to go to the championship game.
That right?
And Eric it's exciting because we lost to Manhattan at their place. They lost to us at our place. And so playing them a third time on a neutral field.
Who's hosting?
Faith. It's at Faith, yeah. Faith is hosting the tournament. So,
ooh.
Yeah, so even though it's not necessarily going to do anything with...
when is that?
In 2 weeks, 3 weeks? But even though it's not going to affect if we get the 1 seed or not, it's still a meaningful game. And then cross country. So this will be their second to last regular season race. So it's the Jim Drew Invitational Meet in La Crosse, Wisconsin on Saturday. And so this is kind of like the race before the super regional.
Lacrosse and lacrosse.
No lacrosse and lacrosse. No lacrosse.
They don't play lacrosse and lacrosse. That's what I was told.
A few weeks ago, I think I said like their second meet, like that was the biggest meet, and I was incorrect. This is going to be the biggest meet because this is going to be a lot of D3. I know, right? Who says stuff like that? A lot of D3s will be there. A lot of JUCOs will be there. So this will be a big race and a good race for them to prepare for the super regional race in 2 weeks. Which then will be the last opportunity. So this week and the next week will be the last opportunities for the girls team to qualify or for any of the individual girls to qualify. Like Bethany, who's right there and could definitely...
Which was my guarantee is that Bethany's going to qualify.
No pressure, Bethany. And so, so a lot of excitement coming. Like the next 2 weeks, we have
I also think the volleyball team's going to play really well this weekend.
I do as well. I think maybe they're going to play well against Calvary.
Maybe they walk away 2-0. I don't know.
Maybe they do.
Maybe.
Shane, you have a lot of guarantees.
No, I don't. I really don't. Honestly, I've had one guarantee, and I'm trying not to live off that high.
You just said you've had one guarantee.
I have not guaranteed a volleyball game, and I never said I guarantee I never said I guarantee a win against Calvary. I never said that. Okay, but I feel like I'm gonna get like smacked or killed by Megan or Hannah, the coaches of the team. They're just always threatening me ever since I guaranteed a win of Maranatha. And look what happened. We won. Not because of me. Not because of me.
Like we said before, what we say is meaningless. We have no effect on what happens.
I'm nobody, guys. I'm literally just Shane.
You're just a nobody.
My purpose is in
trying
Jesus
to tell everybody about somebody.
Engagement.
To save my soul.
And making guarantees.
Yeah, sure.
And talking about the 2018
Okay,
team.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't made a lot. Man, back off. I haven't made a... What was the quote from your practice that Josh had?
Oh yeah, shut up, bro.
Shut up, bro. Yeah, Eric. Now we're getting goofy. You had this same coffee from our last episode.
No, I filled it back up because we needed it for this.
You do?
It's my same. I mean, it's whatever. It's our Eagle Cup.
It's anyway, a good cup. Nice.
Back to the podcast. That's the look ahead of cross country and soccer and volleyball. A little bit of basketball, Shane. We have 22 days until our first game.
I'm not the coach. You are.
I'm so excited. We have 22 days. Practices have been going well. I'm excited just in the growth that even we've had in these last 2 weeks worth of practices. And I'm really thankful for, a new cup. Oh, retro.
Is this brand new?
Oh, retro. Yo, that's an eagle. It looks like a dove.
That's an eagle, dude.
That's an odd looking eagle.
It's dusty in there.
It is. Man, what is this from?
Here, pour some coffee in there.
Is this from the...
Do you drink it black?
I do. Is this from when Emmaus was in Canada in the 40s?
You still got your rash?
They're still red in there. Anyway, so yeah, basketball's going to go well. I'm really excited about the season. I'm really excited to see how the girls perform this year. A lot of great things happening as Shane is cuckoo because this is round 2 of our podcast today.
This is all I've done today was the podcast
and recruiting students like what we do.
It feels like this is all I've done.
It's been a long day. Looking ahead, we want to spotlight our
basketball.
Eagle of the
I am
day.
excited for basketball. Sorry for me to take a sip of that. Basketball is gonna be fun, and women's team looks like they're gonna have fun too, and a men's team.
That being said, our Eagle highlight introduction
let's
of
highlight
the week
someone this week
is one of our seniors actually on our basketball team, Seth Kurtula. Yeah, Seth. Woo! So Seth is a senior from Helena, Montana. He will be graduating in the spring in our cyber security program.
Yes.
And Seth is a legacy student. His mom is an Emmaus alumni. And Seth is the youngest of 6 and the 5th member of his family, of his siblings, to come to Emmaus.
Who didn't? Who's the Catula that didn't?
It's TJ came, Marissa came, Emma came, Andrew came, and now Seth. Shauna did not come. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, Seth, and so it's been really a joy having Seth these last 3 years. He is one of our hardest workers. He's one of our best teammates, and he's getting married this summer to one of our volleyball alum, Alex Carroll.
Carroll from North Carolina.
So it's been fun to see both sides of the country come together. It's Montana and North Carolina.
That was Montana. So for you guys, this is Montana, North Carolina right here. And if you're looking for a spouse,
tune in next week to the episode of Concerning Him.
Concerning the Ring, with a new podcast coming out with Eric Rasmussen as a host. It's like a Christian Bachelor podcast where Eric's dying back there. Hey, we mentioned this in the last one. I'm happy we got this in.
I'm glad you were here with me. We talked about this one. No, we're totally kidding. But anyway,
that
you should check out Concerning Him.
We should start that though. No, actually, I don't
know if Joe would be too happy with that.
Joe would want to be on it.
Actually, he'd probably want to announce for it too.
He would.
Now I think about it.
Maybe. I don't know. But Concerning the Ring, coming out February 30th. With that said, Seth's an awesome guy. That's a joke. There's no February 30th. But Seth is a great guy. Let's highlight him. Let's not talk about the ring. But great worker.
Yeah.
Has tons of jobs on campus, like security, kitchen, etc.
Yeah, he's actually the head of security, I believe. Yeah.
So he's a dog and
one of our hardest workers, one of our best teammates. I mean, he's first one there to celebrate, like during games and stuff.
So like as a character, he's there. He's an awesome guy. He's got your back. He's a great teammate, like you said. One of the first guys to congratulate you.
But even seeing his basketball growth in these last 3 years, this being his 4th year, he's come a long ways.
Yeah,
he's come a long ways, and it's been exciting.
It's really fun to see where he came in as a freshman to now as a senior, and seeing how much he improved last year. And the thing is, I don't like.
It's not just the shoes.
No, it's not, and so it's fun to see him show up on the court.
Yeah.
When the team needs him most, and he's the guy. So it's fun. Great guy. Shout out to Seth. Thank you for being an Emmaus Eagle, and we're excited to get another Catula in 18, 19 years.
17 years, something like that, yeah.
17? They're going to homeschool him, and they're going to graduate early?
That's what Seth told me earlier. He said 17 years because, Jackson is 2, I think. Yeah, or 1. He just turned 2. So
Jackson.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Seth and Alex's child. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Other than that, do you want to show them a highlight of some of the
let's take a quick look at the 2 goals, the 2 fabulous goals that were scored on Friday against Manhattan, one by Cristian and one by Bennett.
So we gave a student highlight. Now let's talk about some athletic highlights. If you guys want to put the screen up of the game. So here's going to be a throw-in. From the Emmaus Eagles.
This is Cristian's goal, so this is the goal that tied it for us.
So we'll fast forward to when Bennett's dribbling on the sideline. Bennett makes a tough pass, bounces off a player. Cristian rebounds. He's dribbling.
1, 2, 3,
no
4.
one stabs on Manhattan's defense, which helps and gives Cristian a goal right there.
Falling down. Scored a goal on Manhattan.
Really fun, rewinding a little bit.
And that just shows, the ability he has to dribble past 4 defenders and get a good shot too.
It's true. And Bennett, bad pass, or not bad pass, but just tough pass, and Cristian just being able to.
Good idea, Bennett.
Yeah, rework around some players, and man, honestly, is just kind of shut down. Seems like people just forgot Cristian was there. But
the score is 9th goal of the year, and we were saying earlier, last year he scored 9 goals total in the season. In this season, he has 9 goals already with 4 games to go. So
right there, it just honestly seemed like Manhattan's defense didn't think Cristian could make something out of it, and so highlight to Cristian of.
But let's look at Bennett's goal. Yeah, man,
Bennett's
I think this was either Bennett's 2nd or 3rd goal of the year. I think it was 3rd.
But I mean, Jacob carried the ball down the field, passed it back to Josiah Tuttle, where
tackled.
He got tackled. It was a clean tackle. It looked bad though, but
Manhattan cleared it right to Edwin. Watch this off the bounce. Boom. Wham!
You didn't get to see the full.
He kicked it so hard that the camera missed the whole thing.
I do appreciate that they zoom in.
Yeah.
It does help, but Yeah. So Edwin with a good settle off his chest from
I mean, he hit a
pass
rocket
from Manhattan, intercepted that ball, and then a little cross in off the bounce, half volley. Bennett, perfect.
I joked with Bennett after on Saturday. I'm like, Bennett, is your foot sore from how hard you kicked the ball? And he's like, actually, it is.
I heard that. Yeah, it was. It went right over the goalie. The goalie might have thought it was going to go over, but
like you said earlier, a lot of times in the past years, that ball would have gone over into the golf course. But it just shows like we were talking about earlier, the work being put in and the talent that we have and
from everyone. Like I talked about, Aaron Braun on this podcast before. He's one of the hardest working guys on the field. He's always there after practice, before practice, during practice, working extremely hard.
Yeah, he told me the other day he's missed like 10 dinners. I'm like, and they go to Taco Bell and get the $5 box. I'm like, Aaron,
oh my gosh,
great job. Eat food, please.
Eat better food.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously. I love Taco Bell, but like Aaron has told me that he's been to Taco Bell like over 30 times in like the last
already
month.
This year.
In the last
in the month, not just the school year.
It might have been the school year. In the school year, it's been like in the 50s. Like he goes to Taco Bell like once a day, sometimes twice.
This is like was it the year after you graduated or your senior year? There was one floor in Smith Hall that had like 200 pizza plates that they kept, or boxes or plates that they kept throughout the school year. And they had counted that they spent money on 200 pizzas. It was Chaco and
James.
James, yeah.
Yeah, that was my sophomore year. I remember that. But yeah, I mean, a half volley is a difficult shot to make.
Yeah, off a bounce too, like to be able to accurately.
Moses departing the Red Sea right there. And so, I mean, kudos to Bennett. It was a hard goal to make, hard shot to take, and he was able to get it done and put it in the back of the net. So
props him for taking it too.
It's true. So but like you said, like that's just a lot of growth right there, and some maturity on Bennett's part and Edwin's part of. Honestly, the thing is that goal was set up by 4 freshmen.
Yeah.
So
freshman, and Edwin's is that was his 5th assist of the year, which puts him back in the top 10.
He's a quiet
assists.
He's a quiet game changer. But which is super encouraging with the soccer team, volleyball team, cross country, with all the young talent, young players we have, runners, and what they bring to the athletic program here at Emmaus, on the field, on the court, on the racetrack, but most importantly, off in the community here.
And that's what we're saying too, like the amount of freshmen that are impacting the games.
Yeah.
Like they're impacting the student body and the community in a very positive way. And it's just so cool to see, like, some people say like, how can you be, Christian and be like really good at sports?
Yeah.
But like, it's just seeing like the impact that they have like in the classroom, in the student body, at, student led events, but also winning games on the court, on the field, finishing high in the results in the race. Like, it's just so encouraging and just super cool to see, like, you can still be fully focused on your faith and be good at your sport.
Yeah, because people feel like it's a hard line to draw or walk, but it shouldn't be. And I feel like if you have the right mentors, the right coaches around you, right players,
system around you,
I think, system, yeah, but also I think for you to be able to incorporate your spiritual life within your play,
like not having like it like in sections, like, oh, this is my class, this is my academic section, this is my personal section, this is my athletic section,
this is my spiritual section.
Like, no, having them all
together,
incorporated together, like it's. And
I think that's something within our athletic program and our academics and student life here. I think it does it. We do a great job.
I know we do a great job.
Yeah,
and I love the example that one of our former professors would say, how like, it's like college with a little bit of Jesus sprinkled on it, or it's like spiritual matters with a little bit of college sprinkled on it, and how we take college and spiritual things and everything is intertwined with athletics coming into it as well. And it's just like, you can do all 3 of those at, a really, like, you can do all 3 of those really well
at a high level of athletic ability
together,
at a high level academically, and at a low cost.
At a low cost too.
And speaking of low cost,
visit Emmaus.edu for our Founders Grant opportunity.
Exactly. So we got a new Founders Grant that every student starting fall or spring.
Starting spring.
Spring 2024. Every student who comes to Emmaus receives a $6,000 grant.
Founders grant. So thanks to our founders.
Yeah. So if you're someone,
so you already have $6,000 off the total price.
Yeah.
Off the sticker price, and nobody pays the sticker price, contrary to popular belief.
Yeah. So it already brings what the slogan. I love the slogan we have on the website. It's like the number one most affordable
baccalaureate college.
No, bachelor.
But baccalaureate college in
okay, yeah,
in like we're top 75 in the country. We got awarded, but yeah, the number one bachelor's degree college in Iowa.
Yeah,
cheap for price.
Yeah. So the number one most affordable 4-year college in the state of Iowa just became more affordable with this founders grant of $6,000. I mean, that's our job, recruitment. So if you're thinking about a school or anyone or know someone that is thinking of a school and you just like, oh, this is really cool, founders grant.
Email us, reach out to us, call us, text us. Go
to our website. So easy to navigate, very nicely put together. Shout out to Nathan Phelan and Eric Robinson and anyone else who had to deal with that, a hand in that. So, but if you're athletic and you want to join our cross country team, which
we need more guys so we can have 5 for a team.
Yeah, so they're making some progress right there, and volleyball, soccer, they're doing recruitment too. Visit our recruiting website, fill out a form. So there's tons of opportunities here at Emmaus and ways to get in. But yeah, so thank you, Matt. It's nice getting back.
Good, glad that we're back together in the podcast.
I missed it, man. I really did. I feel like I'm more serious when I lean in. And when I sit up, I'm more goofy. So
yeah. As I was saying.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, it was a good podcast. Thanks. I've missed it. Thanks for listening. Sorry we've been away so long. I know you're sick of seeing everyone else. You want to see these two. So, but thanks for listening. It's a great day.
It's a great day to be an Eagle.
And it's a great time to be one as well. So, thank you for listening, everyone, and see you next week.